So this video, I have gone through the whole process and I'm excited to share with you, from choosing the book to taking out the pages I need to take out and prepping the pages so that they're sturdy and ready for all the things that I'm going to put on them, even down to making my layout. So you'll get to see the process from choosing a book to properly getting the pages ready to put on all the things to making the layout. So I'm really excited to share that. So quickly, I'll show you kind of what the end result was, because I was able to do 2 books, which typically takes me a month or more to do one, as far as like getting it ready. But I feel like making these videos has really helped me to be accountable and work really hard and fast so I can create more. And I'm really excited because I've challenged myself this year, 2025, to create every day. So this helps me. Here is the end result, which I'm extremely proud of. This is my layout in the book. You'll get to see me making the whole thing and getting the whole book ready, as far as prepping all the pages and making them very sturdy with all of the collaged book pages. I like to use old books and give them a life. So typically the book was put somewhere for free. People were giving them away. They would have, likely ended up in the junkyard somewhere, somebody's trash, or just sitting on a shelf forever. So in my mind, I am taking that book, I'm giving it a new life, I'm creating some art out of it, having a lot of enjoyment with the book. And so I have no problem taking the book apart, making something new. A lot of people kind of freak out about that, but honestly, if you really think it through and think of our lifetime, we need to enjoy the things that we have. And books, creating something beautiful out of them and taking them from somewhere that they would have just likely been thrown away or been kept on a shelf just to sit there, I'm giving it a life, like a completely new life, and for people to enjoy them. So yeah, I don't feel bad about that whatsoever, and you shouldn't either. I hope that other people can find this way to create like I have, and make it something that they enjoy. And art has changed my life, and this has changed my life for sure, seeing this art form. So exciting. I can't wait for you to see what I've done. I can't wait to share all these things with you. I can't wait to make all these videos and keep this going. I can't wait to be in your life. I can't wait to build a community and have all you in my life. I cannot wait for all of that, because I know that if I'm giving you my all, that you guys will give it back. I believe that with my whole heart. So here I am. My name is Rebecca. I live in Florida. I am a mixed media artist. I love abstract art. I love paper crafting. In these videos, mostly you're going to see how I put texture into all the things that I make. You're going to see a lot of books, a lot of paper crafts. You're going to see a lot of collage, and a lot of color, and a lot of paint, and a lot of glue. And I like to make a mess when I create, so that's what you'll see. I am autistic. I have ADHD. I've been diagnosed, and I was late diagnosed, and it's something that I think comes out in my art. It definitely comes out in my obsession with art, and I think you'll see that passion. Those are some of the positives. I mean, with everything in life, there's upsides and downsides. The very upside, I think, with these things are learning a skill very quickly and being obsessed with it to the point where you become like a professional at something, within a few weeks or months or whatever. So here is what I've learned. Here is my obsession. Here are the things that I can teach you, that I hope I can teach you, or you can get back to me and we can learn from each other. So enjoy. I'm done talking now. Nice to meet you. So there it is. I've chosen my book. It's a book called Strange Days. I'm showing you how thick it is before I start taking out the pages. So just fair warning. This is when the pages start to come out. People get a little bit strange about this, but here we go. Here begins the process. I tried to speed it up there for you a little bit. I know this, there's a lot here to rip out, so don't want to spend all day showing you this process. I will be showing you this a little bit in another book as well, because in my mind, I thought it'd be great to try and tackle 2 at once because I want to go through the process with you and show you all these different layouts and how to make these books. So I figured 2 better than 1, correct? And we can go through them together. So I'm really excited about sharing those processes with you. So here we go. We're going to move on. I'm going to show you here how the book now looks with these pages out. And I will start doing my next book, which is a Green Reader's Digest, which is pretty awesome. And it will be the next one in my group of books. But first here, look, this is all the pages that came out of that first book. So you do really have to kind of break it down. If you don't, you won't have enough room to add all the goodies that you're going to be adding, as you will see as we're going through this process. So here it is. This is the second book I'm preparing. So I'm ripping out the pages in this book as well. As you can see, I'm trying to make this a pretty quick thing for you to watch, but I wanted you to be able to see how I make these books. So yes, I'm taking some of the pages out, quite a bit of the pages out, so I have plenty of space to do all the things that I'm going to be doing. So I hope that you are enjoying this process, seeing how this is done. I know when I started making altered books, it was so important for me, and a lot of people are very specific about how many pages they take out. I just go by the book and kind of how I'm going at the time. I'm not very calculated. I don't always have plans about how I'm going to do it, so I kind of feel the book out as I'm going. I think on this one I did 3 pages, left a page, 3 pages, left a page, but I might have even gone in as I was doing extra things to the book and took out more pages. So it all depends on what I am doing in the book at the time, and you can see all the pages I've taken out of this book as well. So next you're going to see that I will be taking those pages from the book that I ripped out, and I will be adding some Mod Podge. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is another way to make the pages sturdy. You will see that I will do another way as well, but you can see that I'm taking the Mod Podge and I am applying it to the page as thoroughly as I can, but I don't want to put too much because if you do, you're going to make a big mess, and you don't need too much. So I just put just enough to coat the page, and then I will spread it down. You will see also that I will use something like I think it was probably like an old Disney pass or something, and I used it as a card to get the bubbles and things out of the page. Next, which I guess I didn't show that process, I apologize, but yeah, when you're putting the pages down like that, it is possible to get some bubbles, and so I used a little card to wipe those bubbles out once I glued the pages together. And now I am starting the pages in way number 2, which is I'm adding torn book pages, and I am using Mod Podge again, and I am putting those all over each page. I love the way this looks. It looks very vintage because I use old book pages. They're already yellowed, as you can see, and then it also creates these nice lines and textures when I go to make my pages, my layouts. So you will see that cool like texture of the lines and things whenever I'm making my layout. So now you will see I have completed a couple pages here. You'll see the book pages I ripped out. They're all from old books that smell so wonderful and and brittle, which is nice. And I ripped them all up and I glue them down to my pages, as you can see here. This process takes quite a while, but it's very meditative and I really enjoy it. I think about all kinds of wonderful things as I'm doing this, and each book has its memories because as I'm creating, I store all these thoughts in my head of what's going on that day as I'm getting these pages and stuff ready. So each book holds these memories. It's like a time capsule for me. So now I'm starting in the book. I have my gesso. I like to use the Liquitex. The reason I will use the gesso on these pages is because remember I used the Mod Podge, and the Mod Podge will reject when I try to put the different things on it that I'm about to use, which are the NuPastels, like the chalky colors, and then I will also be putting down the soft oil pastels, and it would reject it. The Mod Podge would not really let it go down like I would like to. So what I do is I put the gesso down. The gesso gives it kind of like a little bit of a tooth. I don't even make it to where you can't see underneath. I really actually like seeing those layers and those words and all the lines and different things underneath. So I'm not really coating it very thick at all, which isn't, actually you don't want to, because you're trying to create that tooth, and if you put too much, you're going to create the same kind of effect as you did with the Mod Podge. So it's really better to put a light coat of gesso if you're trying to use it for what I'm about to, using the chalk and, you know, letting it kind of soak that into the gesso and not repelling it like the glue would. So as I do this, the next thing I will do is I'm going to get out my my heat gun, and I dry it. And you will kind of see that now. I think that is the next thing. Yes, here we are with the with the heat gun, and I'm drying the book. And see, I'm showing you that it's nice and rough and not so shiny. That's shiny. And I'm going to use this now to start my layout, which I'm so excited to start with you. This is where all that process went to, from putting all the different, taking all the papers out, and then gluing down the little pieces to make sturdy pages. And now we get to create on these wonderful pages that we now have ready. And so I am putting down the new pastel chalky colors now, and then I blend them. I like to blend them with my finger. That's what you're seeing there. And then I will do the yellow. I love yellows and oranges, and I like mixing these colors. To me, these colors that I'm using in this remind me of like fire or whatever, as you'll see as the colors come together. But anyway, so my goal this year, 2025, is to be creative every day. So that is my goal. I'm really hoping that I can do this. It not only does it give me the experience, but art has been therapy for me and has completely changed my life. It's like we create these problems to solve when we are creating art. And so it expands that, your brain. And then, also as you're doing it, you can kind of meditate on the things of the day as you're doing something, positive and healthy. It's a great outlet. And as I said, it's definitely something I found that has changed my life. And I found Lori Marie Jenkins videos during the pandemic and the lockdown, and she gave me so many wonderful ideas. I didn't really know of this way to use the book, use books and to do this type of art, and so she just kind of opened up my entire world. Since I was about 2 years old, I was collaging, and at that time I would collage like different stickers and different things my mom would use, like the numbers and stuff for garage sales, and I would use those and glue them down, or stick them down and glue things down with those to make collage. And that was as young as I can remember, like 2 years old. And since then, around my elementary age, one of my teachers brought out huge books of wallpaper designs. Oh my gosh, I remember being so excited. And she taught us about collage, and I have just been hooked. From then, my whole childhood, I've loved doing that. And so here you can see I'm blending some more colors. Really, really want to get those mixed and blended. It really makes it look very nice. As I keep going, I'm going to use some water. That's what I'm using next. I noticed that when I put the water down, it does two things. It is brightening those colors a bit. It also can give it another way to blend, because the water will help it to kind of mix into that other color. And it also, I notice once it's dry, it helps it to where when I touch it, it's not as chalky. But I'm still going to go over it with the Mod Podge again, as you will see as we keep going, to keep those colors down. So the water is just one way I usually start with for the blending part of it, and then I will use the Mod Podge again to keep those colors down, which also, when you put that on, that layer down, it'll brighten those colors up, which usually look very, very nice. So I think at this point I'm ready to dry that, and I will go to the Mod Podge. And I hope that you are enjoying the process of watching me create this book. I've had a lot of fun making this video this time around, And if you, at this point, if you see that you are liking the things that I am making, I would encourage you, and I hope you would like and subscribe. And I'm trying to build a community here of others that enjoy this way of being creative. As I said, I find it very therapeutic. And on top of that, maybe someone that is neurodivergent and maybe hasn't found their passion or outlet yet necessarily. And just like Lori Marie Jenkins opened that door for me, I would love to be able to be that for someone else. Oh, here's me dancing. I'm always dancing. So I will now go around the edges with the black. I love this because it will create a nice border, but my main thing is it looks like almost burnt from the fire once I'm done and I blend that in. I think it just looks so great, kind of sexy. I really love the look that it has once I blend that in. So so I will do this again, and I will go back over it again with water as I did with the other colors. So I'm just blending all that in and blending away. So dancing some more, I'm always dancing. Some more black around the edges. And as I said, yes, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I would love for your comments. I would love to read comments and engage with you guys and talk about all these wonderful things of art and life. And, being neurodivergent, I am a late diagnosed autistic, as I said in my intro, as well as ADHD. ADHD, I always knew was something that I had from childhood. I was never quite sure what it was, but I knew there was something, and I never felt like I quite fit in, and it was very, very difficult for me to get up and complete things. If I was having a hard time with things that I didn't enjoy doing, it almost seemed impossible. So these are things I've struggled with my entire life. I knew that I was very different than my peers, so I was not at all surprised about the autism diagnosis as well. There's so many different things and facets of who I am that made that very, very clear. And I love, myself, and I really, really would not want to change anything about that. There are some negatives that come along with it, of course. Some things that I need to learn strategies on to reach my goals and things like that. But, having these intense, like, hyper fixations and special interests are why we're here today and why I'm making this video with you. So I wouldn't really change that. It can take you from a novice to an expert pretty quickly when you have these obsessions. And I've had these since, like I said, 2020. Probably the end of 2019, 2020, and it hasn't faded. I've only intensified with my love of this art form. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was a young kid, and putting it together in a book just made sense. I've been obsessed with books as well. Used to carry tons of books in my backpack to school, could barely walk. I even broke my ankle one time because my backpack was so heavy. And yeah, look at those hands. My backpack was so heavy that when I got off the bus, I stepped off into a hole and I broke my ankle. Yeah, that was from carrying a backpack full of books, and it was too heavy and my poor ankle didn't survive that. So now I'm using the soft pastel just to give it some more texture and some more blend. I didn't realize this would happen, but I actually really loved the result. When I put my finger down there, I noticed all the black was coming off. But again, it looked pretty cool, and like I said, like a burnt mix on there, so it was kind of neat anyway. So now I'm going to go back over a little bit with red again. Like, I really do enjoy the idea of that fire look, and it seems to really be coming together. So I was pretty excited with the way all these things were turning out on here. So I will leave you to watching the process and maybe share a little bit of music here for a little bit. I hope you are enjoying. Thank you for watching the video. I just wanted to chime in here. That antiquarium sticker book is just amazing. So first I wanted to say that there's so many different ones from that are really, really cool. But I just thought she was beautiful and I wanted to use her. I like to use a lot of different images of women when I'm making my altered books. I'm going around her with the black NuPastel chalk to give some depth to her and let her stick out some more. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to blend that in a little bit. As I was talking about earlier and you didn't see me use, I talked about using the little card to get out the bubbles. So I'm using the lid here from the Mod Podge to do that here with the sticker because I had laid down some of that Mod Podge, and when you put the sticker over, it kind of created a little bit of bubbles. So that's what you see me doing here with the lid of the Mod Podge, is what I said I did earlier with the card when I was gluing the pages together. So I'm just getting out some of those bubbles with that. I'm always on the hunt for different things to find images in, and one of those things that I collect are National Geographic magazines, and I was able to acquire several hundred of these National Geographics for free, and I was so excited when I found this image of this woman here with the face paint. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. She's just so beautiful, and I will be using her to kind of accent the corner of that page there, and it just kind of popped. So I was really excited about the outcome of using her. She was a little too long, so I just cut off a little bit of the top there so it would fit down on that page perfectly. Something I was going to mention quickly, because I know it's fairly noticeable with my hands. I have rheumatoid arthritis, which I've had since I was 5 years old. I was diagnosed. So it's something I'm just insanely used to having and don't really think about. But I know that my hands and wrists may appear kind of odd. So I wanted to just mention that it would be the reason. I do have that issue, and it does cause me a lot of pain here and there, but I can say that I am so used to it, especially with my hands, because it was the first thing to really start, that I am able to still do this, which I'm very thankful for. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that in case, you were wondering what was going on there. So that's that. Adding the fabric is another way to create some texture and interest. And I like to have it hang there over the side a little bit because it's going to look very nice when the book is all done, and you'll have all these different things that you can see visibly when you shut the book. Fabric being one of them. I'll also use a lot of different charms and trinkets and things as we move on through the different layouts. But the fabric is another way to create texture and interest. I have a lot of beautiful fabric that I also collect from thrift stores and things that have been given to me, etc. I have so many things. But that is exactly why I use the fabric. And also, right now I'm trying to cut it and then rip it because I like to have the strings and the fray. I don't really want it to be straight, so here I am trying my best to rip it. But you make a little cut and usually it'll rip. This one just gave me a decently hard time. And then I'm able to use it up there, which I wanted just to get a little spot there and put it up in the corner, as you'll see. So here I'm showing you some words. I'm actually showing you and, without, hope. And then the I accidentally messed up, which I don't have in the video. I took it out. But it ends up being and with hope. So I guess my art wanted me to be a little bit more positive. So it'll say and with hope when I'm done. And then on the other side, when I finish, it'll say live your life. So and with hope, live your life. So that's what it'll be at the end, because again, your art kind of leads you, not you. You don't lead your art, I guess. It told me I was going to be positive today. Well, there you go. It is finished. And it says, and with hope, live your life. So there's your positive message with these two beautiful women. And with hope, live your life. I am so excited with how this turned out. I'm so glad you were able to do that process with me, go through that with me. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, please like and subscribe and, share and leave your comments. I would love to hear from you.